This is Fountain Pendulum. I actually semi-recently, entered and won a giveaway, which I feel is like rather a rare occurrence for me, but I wanted to share with you what I got. So this is from JP Pen and Ink, and I'll be linking to her Instagram and YouTube channel below in the description. But I wanted to share with you what I received through the giveaway. So you can see everything before you, but I'll kind of go through and show things one at a time. So here's a rickshaw pen koozie. So it's a one pen sleeve. If you're not familiar with rickshaw, they're made to order fountain pen accessories. They also make bags and things like that, but it's very sturdily made, and inside is a very, very soft, like plush, I guess you would say. So this is an exclusive design that they did with Goulet pens with the blue ink swirls. Alright, so next, this is a really cute little pouch. There's a mouse and a cat on it, and it's full of stickers, which I'm going to really enjoy journaling with later. These are, I'm not sure if these are stickers or printouts, but either way, these are really fun. Kind of text and plants in the background, smaller and larger. I love the stamp ones, those are so cool. So that is in that little envelope. I like getting eclectic things like this for stationery, so I think that's fun. And then one large sticker. Now these are Wearingeul swatch cards, and I've never tried them before, but I think what I'm going to do is cut them up into individual cards, and then when I share inks with someone, include one to kind of display what the ink is and name it as well. So that's what I anticipate for these. I already have the coloring swatch card system, so I'm sticking with that, but these are very cool. The paper actually feels better quality, I would say, in general, to the coloring. Then there is an eyedropper for using with ink. Got this Kaweco, and this would be the Sport. It's in teal with an extra fine nib, and I don't have a Kaweco right now, so that's kind of cool to check that out. And then there's this really beautiful notebook, and I love the botanical design in the front. And I'm not familiar with this brand, but I feel like I've seen them before. Yamakura, and it has a very fine grid dot inside. The paper feels very, very nice. Doesn't mention what specific paper it is inside. Okay, so let me move this down a little bit. There were also these 5 ink samples included, and they're all Robert Oster. So Pulp, Collaboration, Addiction, Blue Addiction, and then Bookbinders Collaboration, Melbourne Tram Green, and collaboration with Dusk Bandit, The Great Owl, collaboration with Melbourne Pen Show, Melbourne Rose, and another Melbourne Pen Show 2023 Boysenberry Swirl. So I think it's really cool that all the ink samples are Robert Oster, and I also think it's very cool that these are all collaboration inks, so kind of exclusive inks. That makes it extra special. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these with you, and I'll be swatching them on my coloring system. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use my vial stabilizer. These are just a different size that I've never encountered before that don't fit. They're just ever so slightly too large, coming from Australia. So let's get into the swatching. Alright, so here's my setup. I've got my sample inks, my coloring swatches. I've got my Hokuro Dip Nib by Sailor. It's a Fude. Number 2, watercolor brush. Dominant Industries ink dropper. I've got my Inkstone and my Faber-Castell collapsible cup. So let's get to swatching. Alright, so first up we have Robert Oster and Pulp Addiction. And this is Blue Addiction. That is a seriously impressive blue. Very saturated. A little bit of a teal undertone, it looks to me. Napkin. It looks like it has some red going on in there. So let's see what we can do when it comes to this. This reminds me a lot of Ferris Wheel Press. Which one is that? Edward's Garden. And I think I kind of like this better. So yay for new favorites. That's very cool. Alright, next up we have Robert Oster and Bookbinders. And it's called Melbourne Tram Green, but I'll skip the word green because I ran out of room. So let's put a bit of this down. This reminds me of Crocodile ink, or Crocodile Green. I think, I can't remember who makes that one, but I'll have to look at my color swatch book. Very lovely green. I personally tend to lean toward more earthy with some more complex undertones, but in general, it's very pleasant. Of course, I'll be showing you all of these once they're dry. Alright, up next is Robert Oster Desk Bandit. And it's called the Great Owl. Reminds me of Diamine Frosted Lavender a bit. It's probably more saturated than that, but basically we have a really lovely kind of mauve lavender. Okay, I just swatched this off camera accidentally. So Robert Oster and Desk Bandit, the Great Owl, reminds me of Diamine Frosted Lavender, but it's more saturated. So really like the look of that. See how it dries. All right, next we have Robert Oster and Melbourne. I'm gonna put PS for pen show. This is Melbourne Rose. I am really loving these colors. They are really hitting a perfect balance, in my opinion, of having very delicate colors with interesting, complex undertones that are still saturated enough that even with an extra fine nib, these will be perfectly legible. And I feel like that's a hard balance to strike that a lot of other brands have missed the mark on. Okay, last one, and this has some shimmer to it, so I had to shake it up really nice. Robert Oster, Melbourne Pen Show. This was 23. Boysenberry Swirl. This is a great color for the summertime. The berry name, definitely the color. I've been extremely impressed by these Robert Oster inks and colors. They seem to behave well, though I haven't inked any in a pen as of yet. But traditionally, I've really enjoyed Robert Oster's inks. So I was talking about Crocodile Green before. That is by Robert Oster. Just looked it up. This has a lot of dimension going on. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry and then I'll give you a look at them. Alright, so here the ink swatch is quite dry. So this is the one I was saying reminds me of Robert Oster Crocodile Green. This is the Melbourne Tram Green. And this is amazing. I love it. Look at that red sheen. Blue Addiction. A lot of blues don't highly impress me, but I like that. And the Great Owl. I love this as well. Pretty simple in the properties. You've got a nice, it looks a little bit less lavender now, but still like in that front of a purple, lavender, mauve, gray. Very beautiful. I love this. Melbourne Rose. Again, I think beautiful color and very legible. Kind of reminds me of like Lady Rose by Ferris Wheel Press, but again, it's a lot more saturated, so legible for those finer fountain pen nibs. This is probably one of the most astounding and unique, which I absolutely love. So this is Boysenberry Swirl, and this is the one I mentioned had shimmer. So a little bit, what is it called? Monochromatic. But look at that beautiful shimmer. Isn't that pretty? This, I have a feeling, is going to be a summer favorite for me. So there are the 5 Robert Oster ink samples. Thank you again so much to JP Pen and Ink, Jane at JP Pen and Ink. Link for her YouTube and Instagram is in the description below, and check her out. This was a giveaway for her 1K subscribers on YouTube. But thank you so much for this giveaway. The ink swatches felt like a little treasure trove. I really loved and enjoyed these. And thank you for hanging out with me and watching. It's all up to you now. Enjoy your summer inks, and I'll see you on the next one. It's all up to you now.